Lawin Media Network,
bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of season 8 of Be Bold, Why Not? We're here to bring you stories that will empower you, inspire you, and just give you guidance as you live your day-to-day lives. And of course, you are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, stream.lawin.live, and twitch.tv. And we are brought to you by Lawin Media Network. And to all our viewers from the Philippines, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And of course, before we start the show, I just would like to again encourage all our viewers to freely give your comments or share and tag your friends so they can watch the show as well. And the more comments you have, the more chances you will get to win a prize at the end of the show. So tonight we have very special guests. We have leaders in the community. So we're going to learn a lot about leadership. And I'm just so honored and privileged to have three of the most powerful leaders in the Asian community or American or Asian community in Houston, Texas. So let's start with, I guess I'm going to start with the one and only man of the show, Mr. Fan Chen, who is the chair of the Asian Chamber of Commerce of Houston, Texas. So let's get him in. There you go, Mr. Fan Chen. And of course, we have another leader of the community from the Korean Asian Chamber of Commerce of Houston, Texas, Miss Vivian Kwon. There she is. And last but not the least, of course, our chair of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Houston Region, Miss 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐸𝐸.
Hello,
There she
everybody.
is. Oh my God, I felt like I was introducing candidates for a beauty pageant. Okay, anyway, let's get the show started. I think I'm going to ask the first question to Mr. Fan Chen. Mr. Fan or Mr. Chen, can I just call you Fan? Is that okay?
Just call me fan, super fan of
Okay.
Concepcion,
Okay.
Lawin show. Yeah.
All right, Fan. Just introduce yourself and tell us about your role in the community.
Okay. My name's Fan Chen, and I serve as the board chair of the Asian Chamber of Commerce here in Greater Houston area. Professionally, I'm a lawyer focused on labor employment law, international business, cross-border investment, and also help a lot of companies from Asia invest, grow, and operate successfully in Texas and across the United States.
Wow, that's amazing. So if you need a lawyer, viewers out there, you can call Mr. Fan. Okay, all right, Fan.
Call me Chen. We're fans. Sorry, super
Or
fan.
Fan.
Yeah.
All right, Fan. All right. And what about you, Miss Vivian? Can you tell us about yourself as well? And what role or leadership do you play in the community?
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. My name is Vivian Kwan. I'm currently serve as the president of the Korean American Chamber of Commerce of Houston. Also, I serve as one of the board members for Korean American Chamber of Commerce USA. And so, for the community, our mission is to raise awareness of what Korean Americans do. Here in Houston, Korea is the second largest trading partner with Houston. So, with that said, we're working, the board members and I, and the members are working very hard to raise visibility and be able to bring more economic impact to our city.
Wow, I know. And I don't think you need to do that because you're all very famous, in anything K drama, beauty, entertainment. Everybody's so crazy about Korean stuff, I included.
I will
Yes. And then, of course, our very own Miss 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐤𝐸, our current chair of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston Region. Miss 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐸, do the honors.
Hi, MJ. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Fan. Hi, Vivian. Glad you guys are here. I'm 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐸𝐸𝐸, so I'm currently the region chair of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce. I am also a business owner who owns Natural Skin Bar. So we offer all relaxation like massage, facials, head spa, anything that your soul needs. And
Yes.
we're expanding. We find the needs of the community here in Fulshire that's growing more and more, and there's a need of self-care. So that's the main focus of the business. But as a chair of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, we focus more on collaboration. That's why you guys are here tonight. We would like to collaborate to business leaders like you in order for us to grow together. And of course, there's nothing better growing together in the community and have a bigger impact.
Absolutely. And that only shows how diverse Houston is, right? As we all know, Houston is the most diverse city in the whole United States. So I think my next question to you all is, since you are here in Be Bold, why not? Okay. I want to ask you, what does it mean to be bold to you, Fan?
Wow. Uh, being bold. I don't know how long do I have.
Oh, you can talk maybe. We're just gonna say 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐸𝐸 will just raise her hand when she's done with you. I'm just kidding. No, just express yourself. You're free. This is a
Bold.
very
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Bold.
Because being lawyer, we charge by hours. So normally, no matter what, I need to speak, keep talking. But here on your show, I know that this is a very popular show. We only have 1 hour. Also, I'm very honored to be on this program with three great ladies, female leaders. So I try to be as short, as quick as possible, succinct
Okay.
as possible. So being bold doesn't mean being loud. And it
Mm-hmm.
means, in my humble opinion, it means having courage. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes being bold means speaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it means taking risks. Sometimes it means continuing forward even when the path is uncertain. And to me personally, being bold, because I believe in Lord. God gave us a lot of power and wisdom. So being bold means choosing your faith and also choosing growth over fear and the
Mm.
service over comfort. Try to step outside your comfort zone and do something normally you're not willing to do.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's very profound. And you just said it all. And just being in the show is already being bold. So thank you for that very profound answer, Fan. And I truly, truly believe in that too. I am a believer myself. And I think we all have a path that God has prepared for us. and following that path, regardless of obstacles or trials, is really being bold. And thank you. What about you? I'm going to go with Gemma. What about you, Gemma? We want to hear about what you think is being bold about.
I think my as you know me well, right? I'm always I'm a rogue. They call me a rogue board and a very stubborn one too. So being bold is like what Fan was saying. It's not being loud or being disrespectful. I think being bold is more on showing up and doing things that others don't want to do, and fearlessly, you know, believing on what we're trying to do in this community and in this world, our purpose, doing our purpose fearlessly instead in despite of uncertainty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being bold is just regardless of the noise around us, regardless of the criticism of others, that we are pro bono, we are not paid to do what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then somehow rather we still hear people disrespecting or even criticizing the way we do things. So being bold is just, who cares? Just we know our heart and we are here to serve. So being bold is just persisting and just do it. For me,
Yes,
that's
absolutely. Yeah, just pursuing our passion, right? And
Mhm.
we are all leaders. We are here to serve our communities, our families, our friends. So, taking that bold step to continue on, persevere no matter what the odds are, right? So, Vivian, I would love to hear your answer too.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to have to really echo both what Fan and Gemma said about what to do and what not to do. What not to do, I agree. It's not about being loud or being, rambunctious or, trying to get all the attention and, and stampeding forward. So I agree with that. That's not what being bold is. So for me, again, I echo both of you, but my addition would be that you got to be okay with being uncomfortable.
Mm,
It's so uncomfortable. It's easy to stay with your routine, your tradition, what works, you know, don't fix what's broken mentality. But
Mhm.
being bold is, it's uncomfortable. It's
mm,
scary. So you
Mhm.
got to be bold with yourself, like your internal dialogue. You got to train the mind to be bold and shut off the chatter, to have this self-awareness to say, you know what, I recognize these self-talk that it's not working for me. I need to override that chatter and do something that feels scary, but I'm going to have to believe in myself and and just charge forward within myself. And then as I make that decision to move forward, then I will externally, physically move forward with my decisions and create some outcomes, right? And still you'll have the confidence to stay on track.
wow. Wow. I'm so impressed with all our guests tonight. I bet our viewers are learning so much. And you just said it all. It takes a lot of intentionality and positivity to be bold. Because as y'all have said, there's so much noise out there stopping us from actually following the path that has been prepared for us. But because of our bold and courage and God's guidance, we just move on and continue and act on, right? Act on
Yes.
our dreams, our passion. And that takes a lot of courage and boldness. I'm so glad that I have all of you tonight because I myself are learning from all of you, not just our viewers who are learning, but every single one of us. We learn from each other, and that's what we're here for, right? To inspire, empower, encourage, and uplift each other in this community, especially with the world, with what's going on, all the chaos in the world right now, right? Well, we're already on our first break. Oh my goodness, right? I know it just flies. Anyway, we'll go on our first break, and when we come back, we will continue with our conversation with our wonderful guests. So, see you after a bit.
Pinoy Law Group, experienced Filipino attorneys providing clear, affordable legal guidance and determined representation in immigration, family, employment, and civil matters. We offer knowledgeable, compassionate legal counsel tailored to your needs. Find us at www.pinoylawgroup.com. Call Pinoy Law Group at 832-838-9393.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
All right, we're back. And before we continue asking questions to our guests, let's read some of the comments from our viewers. Yes, we have Priya Avril Ungre Reyes. Good evening, Texas. Hello, Ma'am MJ. Hello, Sir Fan Chen. Wow, complete, right? Hello, Ma'am Vivian. And hello, Ma'am Gemma, watching from the Philippines. Mabuhay ang lahat ng bumubuo sa Lawin Media Network. Thank you. Thank you. And then we have another comment from, where are other comments? James Reyes. Good morning po, Ma'am Gemma. Wow, Gemma, you're specifically mentioned here by James. You have a fan.
James.
And then we have Recto Joe Marie. Good evening, Texas, watching from the Philippines. And of course, we have Rosel Cargania Laurel. Sarap makinig habang nagkakape sana kaso kami ay nasa biyahe. Oh my God, I'm going to translate that. They're just saying that it's so good to listen to all of you while drinking coffee, and they are traveling while listening. So, yes. And then of course, we have another comment from Daisel Miral Siaton. Another lesson naman ang ating matutunan ngayong araw na to. Well, she just said that they're going to learn another lesson today from the show. Of course. And then we have another comment. We have a lot of comments tonight.
Wow.
Alicia Serra de la Peña, good evening, Texas, watching from the Philippines.
Wow.
And then yes, and Daisel Miral Siaton again, good evening, Ma'am Gemma, watching po from Pangasinan. Gemma, you have fans.
Woo-hoo! I have families around the world.
I know we have a lot of comments, but anyway, we want to ask as many questions as we can. All right.
Mhm.
So we just talked about what you think about being bold. Now I'm going to ask you, what challenges or obstacles have you weathered through growing up? Just the most, maybe most significant challenges growing up that you have overcome, if you can just share to all our viewers so they can learn from your experiences. Let's start with Gemma this time, since she has two fans waiting for her answers. I'm just kidding. All right, Gemma, go ahead.
I think I've been a guest in your show before, MJ, and they know that I come from a very humble beginning. I grew up very poor in the Philippines, and actually part of that the area it's called Bagong Silang, where it's the largest squatter area in the whole Manila. So being I like Fan and Vivian, I believe in God, and I believe that there's bigger human or bigger energy out there that could bring me somewhere. So since young, I'm always looking at the sky and looking at the airplane. I'm like, there must be a big world out there. And I just believe in myself, just do the hard work, because that's what parents teach us to do. Work hard, study hard, and you'll be okay. So from nothing, and I build something for myself, which is I'm so blessed. That's the only thing I can say, that God had blessed me all the way of my life. And now I would like to give back by serving others. So being been experienced hardship, and been there, done that, and thinking of what to eat the next day, and whether do we have electricity, whether do we have money to pay electricity, and all those basic needs that we never even think about it right now here in this present world. But growing up many many years ago, that's our concern in the daily life. And just a lesson for me is just believe in yourself, pray, and just don't complain. Every lesson in life in a daily basis, it's something to learn from. So if
Mm-hmm.
we would take it as learning, then we would not think that we are less fortunate, or we are, we'll be unhappy with our life. So cut the story short, my story of life is from rug to now a little bit on, not rich, but I'm rich with love. Right.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm rich with.
Haven't we all experienced poverty? I can totally relate. And we build resilience when we go through those hardships, right? So I think, as you said, in every chapter of our lives, we may encounter some challenges, but then those challenges are meant to make us better. And also, it's a testament of God's greatness,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah, so challenges in life, it's always going to be there. No one is exempt. No one is exempt. Sometimes we just feel like, oh, why me? Why me? Why I'm going through this? But everybody goes through hardships. Everybody. So, what about you, Vivian? I know it's probably you have probably had different story, but every story, what I believe in the show, that's why I love having guests, is because I believe that each one of us has a story to tell that can actually really make an impact on other people. Because whatever experiences we have, we can help the person that we used to be. We came out champions, triumphant in all those obstacles, then we can absolutely make an impact. So, Vivian, just some of the challenges that you've gone through and really overcame.
Sure. I mean, I think that's why we're serving, because we've all individually experienced some form of struggle, and we've
Mm-hmm.
learned from that, one being resilience. So the main pain point that I've experienced growing up, being an immigrant, you know, growing up from an immigrant family, is you heard of Asian tiger moms? You've heard of
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Well, if you look up the definition, you would see my mother. You would see that
Okay.
photo, okay? But actually, the story can be a little darker, because I felt like she hated me, or she just hated
Mm-hmm.
children, because she's also a child from the Korean War. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't understand her level of anger, rage, and just sense of deep hate for her kids, right? So she was extraordinarily abusive. So, with that said, I grew up with immense amount of trauma, because she was very, angry, right? My sisters, we walked on eggshells every single day, because we didn't know when she was going to explode. But as an adult and being a mom myself, I'm more understanding, because my mom, when she was just a young kid, she was, trying to survive, like complete 100%, 200% survival mode after the Korean War, right? So she literally was living through the crazy impact of just trying to live and seeing death and, poverty, and, of what you can imagine, the aftermath. So I'm sure she was angry, just seeing the level of unfairness, if you can imagine. Like, you have the super rich, or you have the super poor after the war. And so she couldn't even get an education, because in Korea at the time, you had to pay for education. So there's a Korean word called yangban, which means upper class, and they would educated. And like my mom's family, they couldn't get education because they didn't have the money to pay. They just had to work to even get food on the table. So that's how my mom grew up. So, but in hindsight, I understand, I empathize her level of pain, but I still carried my own pain because she wasn't a mom to me, right? Someone that I had to fear growing up. And so that, though, the positive outcome is I did work on myself, because if I didn't, I would have probably succeeded in my suicidal attempts, right? Because she just didn't want to have me in this life, seems like, right? So any of our listeners, when you're struggling, you know, there is someone, and I'm not saying woe is me. I know it's tough for a lot of people, right? But we have to find a way to look within. Like we all said, we believe in God. I believe God put me in, this lifetime experience to give me some level of knowledge and strength, right? I learned something from this. I became a better person rather than living like a victim. I hope, like Fan and Gemma, when you meet me, I don't talk like a victim. I worked on myself because I didn't want to be a victim. And I raised my son, and I sure didn't want him to grow up with any level of, being a victim or living the trauma. Now, I know he had it hard because, I wasn't easy for him either, but I had to grow and learn myself, right? So this was a lifetime. This exercise has been, and I'm still learning to be a better person. But what I've learned in the last, at least last 5 years is to be more empathetic to people who are terrible and mean, like, because they're carrying some level of trauma that I should be sensitive for. Everyone can't be nice because they may not have experienced what niceness is, right? So that's that I carry. When I go.
Wow, thank you for your vulnerability and just sharing that. I know it's hard to share something that's painful, but as you've said, because of that experience, because of your story, you have become a better person and you are a
Yes.
better mom. And that's what those experiences do to us, because God is building us up,
Right.
right? Building us up. So we get broken and then we get rebuilt.
We can be stronger. For a few, I think it's been over a week now, right? With the family who passed away, the husband, I don't know the exact story, what happened. We never know what happens behind the screen in people's lives. But what I do know is there are struggles. You can't always believe what you see on social media, right? People do carry a lot of pain. So my old self, I would have been more judgy. I've been like, what, who are they? Why do they act that way? This, that, and the other, and, be judging. But now I've become understanding, like, you just never know what pain people are carrying. So I think it's just very important to try to understand. Now, I'm not saying I walk on water and, I'm all loving and kumbaya. I'm still working on myself. But a lot of people, I feel, do carry doubt, pain, trauma. And if like, I'll just speak for myself, just work on, there's always a story, and what you see isn't always the full truth. So let's give people space if it comes out wrong the first time. So if people are struggling in our audience, like, don't give up.
Yes. And, we just have to really give grace to ourselves and to other people. Because as you said, we never know what's behind the scenes, what's going on in their lives. And we just have to really be kind and care about others. I think that's what we need in this world to, just really spread the love, spread understanding, grace. And even sometimes we are hard on ourselves. So let's give us some grace, because our God is gracious, right? Before we get to Fan, because I want to give you the time to also share your story, we're just going to go on our second break. So when we come back, we will continue with Fan. All right, guys, see you after a little bit. All right, we're back. And before we ask Fan to or share his story, let's read some of the comments from our viewers again. I know we have a lot of comments here from Jo Marie. Good evening, Texas, watching from the Philippines. And then we have Mary Grace Sera Rocapor. Good evening, Texas, watching from the Philippines.
Wow.
Yes, yes. I know Alvin Reyes, hello, Sir Fan Chen, hello, Mom Vivian, and Mom Gemma, watching from Philippines. Yes, we have a lot of viewers from the Philippines, actually. They always look forward to watching the show because we have this little game, and you're just sharing a little bit in the community or Filipinos in the Philippines. Rosal Carganilla Laurel, good evening, Texas. Good evening to you, or good morning there. Yeah, I'm not going to read all the comments because as you see here, we have like hundreds of comments, but it's okay because we want to give Fan his opportunity to share his challenging story as well and what lessons he might have to share to all of us from those experiences that he has.
I guess I have known Vivian for a long time, but today, this is the first time I heard about her story, another side of story, which make me respect her more. But comparing with Gemma, comparing with Vivian's childhood stories, I guess I was so lucky, and I was not born in a rich family back in Beijing, China, but I think I was rich in terms of my parents. They never beat me up, never also always treat me with respect, and my sister. And because I was lucky. I was working really hard when I was a child. I have to say I was a good athlete back in school. So then in China, if you study well, then you will become the leader. But I never trained myself to be a market leader. I just took everything for granted. So one challenge I think many people, young people from my generation, faced was limited access to resources and opportunities compared to today. And when I remember I came to the United States, I had to adapt to a completely different culture, language, environment, and professional system. So try to build a credibility as an immigrant, professional, and entrepreneur was not easy. And especially I'm very glad I'm with three very successful female leaders, business owners. And I really think as a male Asian American, a lot of us face a lot of different levels of discrimination in the States. A lot of people say, oh, really? But we can feel it. So I have to say there were a lot of moments where I have to doubt myself, moments where I felt like I had to work twice as hard just to earn trust and opportunities. Example that every time, even I became a lawyer at a boutique firm in Houston. Every time I went to a party, at least for a few years in my early career, I feel like I'm the one. I have to no one pay attention to me, and so I'm the lonely one in that party. But that kind of experience also shaped me. They taught me resilience, humility, adaptability, and gratitude. And eventually I become a believer. Then I suddenly realized that the strength comes from within. And you are actually, you are held accountable to no one else but yourself. You got all the strength and wisdom from Lord. And so if you're truly a believer, then you have nothing to fear. Because you have you have access to unlimited resources, power, And
Amen.
so
Yes.
that's why in the past few years, I'm always blessed. I feel like I'm blessed. I'm happy most of the time. Not every moment, but most of the moments, every day. I want to set example to our members of Asian Chamber of Commerce. I want to set example, regardless what kind of personal hardship or childhood, the difficulty you went through before. But let's move on. Especially on making friends, trying to talk to mentors, try to learn from we call OGs, and you can get a lot of strength and wisdom from other people within our community, but also cross on other communities.
Wow. I mean, yes. Don't we have to work harder to prove ourselves, right? Because we are not natives in this country. We all have that challenge. Like, I remember when I was new in the United States, like 23 years ago, I could not forget. There was one night, because I'm a nurse by profession, I'm a nurse practitioner. And there was one night that we had to page one of the doctors. It wasn't me that talked to the doctor over the phone, but one of my colleagues who's Filipino. And language barrier, right? Or accent. And the doctor like said, "Can I talk to somebody who speaks English?" Wow. I know, right? But again, when it comes to those challenges, they are made to, or we encounter them, we have to experience them to grow us. Because if there is no pain, just like a rubber band, you have to stretch it, right? You have to stretch it. And to be stretched, it's painful. But that's how we grow. That's how we grow. And then all struggles in life, I mean, it's part of the plan. It's part of the plan. We just have to honor those struggles because God is showing us something. He's not done with us, right? The best is yet to come. And it's not a smooth ride. This world has two sides of everything. There's two sides of a coin, right? There's head and tail, the same thing. There's joy, there's sorrow, there's success, there's failure. So it's all part of life. Wow.
Amen.
Anyway, I'm so blessed to have all of you. I'm talking to very intelligent people. Okay. Yeah, and I'm so blessed. Anyhow, because you're all leaders in the community. Now, I want to ask each of you. Let's start with Fan. I know you just finished talking, but we're just going to start with you with the next question. I'm going to ask, being the Asian Chamber of Commerce chair, what benefits do members of ACC? We're blessed to be also like members too, because imagine as PACC, TXGHR member, we automatically are part of the Asian Chamber of Commerce. So, what benefits can members have by becoming a member of the chamber?
Oh, I have to say that first, Asian Chamber of Commerce, we are boasting more than 35 years of history and heritage. This year, we're going to celebrate 36th anniversary in Hotel on October 24th. That will be a Saturday. And I hope with our support from Korea Chamber, Philippine Chamber, we're going to make history again. We're going to bring more than 1,000 attendees to this highest level of celebration within our Asian business community in Greater Houston area. This time we're going to bring more representatives, organizations, not only from our local communities, but also from other parts of Texas, including Austin, Dallas, Brownsville, Corpus Christi, and even from Washington, D.C. And the benefits being a member, for example, recently we formed industrial committee. We try to focus on our members, building relationship, try to train them the skills, how to do networking. So we're going to take a lot of members, especially new members, to some great conferences, some conferences we have never been to, and such as the USA in Washington D.C. It happened recently. We took a delegation to this highest level of Department of Commerce, hosting this great event with more than 3,000 foreign investors from more than 100 countries and regions coming to the United States, looking for investment opportunities, trying to find the right city or site to build their factories. So that we took 6 to 7 lucky members to visit a lot of foreign investors, big corporations, and also met ambassadors, top diplomats such as ambassador from Vietnam or ambassador from Latin Americans. And also we can meet the Secretary of Commerce and taking a selfie with him and things like that. So I encourage all the future members to join a Chamber of Commerce, but also Korean Chamber of Commerce, Philippine Chamber of Commerce, and other Asian American chambers in Houston area, because we are collaborating with each other, focusing on workforce development, focusing on entrepreneurship, focusing on how to get federal state contracts, and also how to build relationship, how to make our voice heard by the mainstream. So
Yes.
much.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm glad to be part. I need to become more active, right? Gemma?
Yeah.
Yeah, October 24th, right? October
Yes,
24th.
yes.
All right, we'll put that in the calendar. I hope I will be able to come, Gemma. Count me in.
Yes.
All right. Now, what about Gemma? Can you tell us some of the benefits of becoming a member of our Philippine American Chamber of Commerce here in Greater Houston region?
Like what Fan said, I just want to piggyback on what he said. So a membership of our chamber is a membership automatically to Asian Chamber of Commerce. We did have a memorandum of understanding that our membership is automatically a membership for the Asian Chamber of Commerce for a year. And also, we are in 5 different regions. So you're not only a member of Greater Houston region, but you're also a member in Greater Dallas region, Greater Austin region, Greater San Antonio region, and Greater Rio Grande Valley region. So you're automatically a membership to one region is a membership to all region. So that is very good for a big corporation and to lawyer like you, Fan and Vivian, with your marketing business. That is very appealing because you have the whole Texas. Another thing that members will get that I would like to stretch, they need to show up in order for them to benefit more in our program, such as we put together a speaker series that's coming up on March 28th, and AI for small business. I think AI is kind of really going crazy now. It's my favorite thing that happened in this world, to have AI help. And now we put together a program or a talk with a subject matter expert, 𝐄𝐩𝐢𝐬𝐤𝐸 Allen, to talk about how can a small business benefits with this new technology. And of course, we do networking together before we did with Asian Chamber of Commerce. And hopefully we're planning to do it again this year. Same thing with the Korean Chamber of Commerce. We would have an MOU coming out with the Asian Chamber of Commerce so that we will have collaboration together. We would grow together. So there's a lot of benefits in order for anyone out there to be a member. Can be a professional member, business member, or corporate member. So, which is our membership is different from any other chamber because you become a member once and you're forever be a member. You will not, it's a lifetime membership. So That's the good thing with our Philippine American Chamber of Commerce. At this time, it's a lifetime membership, but we're working on to doing it on a yearly basis, but not yet. So any one of you out there who's thinking to be a member, this is your time, because then you be grandfathered
Grandfather.
a lifetime member. So
Okay.
we do a lot of those networking opportunities, training for you guys as a member. And we also, if you have brick and mortar, we come and support you and have Facebook Live to show everybody that, you know, your business is
To
there,
highlight your business.
to highlight the businesses. So yes, we're excited for the future of our chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, thank you. And we'll go on our last break. And when we come back, let's hear it from Vivian.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. See you after a little bit. All right, we're back and let's hear it from Vivian. So, being a part of the Korean American Chamber of Commerce of Houston, what can we get?
Wow, there's a lot.
Okay.
I can be verbose, so give me the signal to say, okay.
Okay. That's fine.
Because there are a lot of attention with the Korean nationals, we're kind of getting the residual, right? All the success of the Korean national, like K-pop, K-drama, K-food. A lot of people here in the U.S., Houston. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're all like, what is that little love sign and like this? Yeah, it's all flooding over to the U.S. And so there's a lot of people wanting more of that here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in one aspect, we as a chamber want to be able to help bridge that, that you don't have to literally go to Korea to experience all that. You can get a little bit of that here in Houston or in greater Houston. Case in point, we've partnered with Spring Branch Management District and along with the Korean Community Center here. And we're going to be rolling out, this is invitation only because it's a pilot, a Korean tour in Spring Branch. So what we're going to do is when you sign up for the tour, and this is all sponsored by the Spring Branch Management District, you'll be able to get demo of like Korean culture, Korean costumes, the dress, the hanbok, get to take pictures with them. You get to also learn more about Korea, the history, the arts, the culture, and then get to understand how the Koreans migrated to Houston, get a little bit of history of, who are the Koreans, tell us a little bit more about how they moved to Houston, what impact are they making. So we're going to provide a little bit of education, but the fun part is then we will then take them to a restaurant and to have best Korean food. And then of course, then you get to also get dessert, taste Korean dessert, and also do a little shopping at H Mart. Now, this is fantastic, right? Because even myself, I go to H Mart and I'm like confused. I'm like, what is this? Because I can't read all the Korean. I have to use a translator, and I know, I'm not the only one. Like, I don't, what can I make? What can I spin this off to another cool recipe? So what we're trying to do with this Korean tour is get people to experience, not just by themselves on YouTube or just through social media, but we can all experience it together through this Korean tour. Now, that's one. But then as a chamber, the benefit that you can experience as a chamber, because, why not join the Asian chamber? We all have MOU. So when you join us, you're joining all these chambers. So you get to have an influx of what it is to be an Asian American here in Greater Houston. But specifically, if you enter through the Korean American Chamber funnel, we want to also have you understand, in detail, line by line, what Korean Americans, what impact they're making here in Greater Houston, and then also touch point, helping them boost their business throughout Texas and throughout the country. Now, I may sound like I'm preaching, forgive me, but I feel very deep about this because I've been to many gatherings, national gatherings, local gatherings, non-Asian gatherings, where Koreans are like, oh, that's great. But what do you guys actually do? Like, what impact have you made? Because Asians are kind of insular, right? They're shy. And I know it's the language barrier because a lot of us still, the second generations in Korean community, they're just now becoming like seasoned adults, right? Second generations. And so the first generations, because of the language barrier, even though they're highly intelligent, highly successful, their English doesn't smoothly roll out. So they have, kind of swayed away from being in the public persona, right? In the public limelight. So what we're trying to do then is, bring more visibility, but help the Korean American businesses do more or come out to the public limelight, even for the second generations. They've all gone into more of a professional world because they were directed to do that. But, I know in the afterthought, they do want to have their own business. Maybe they do. And if they do want to launch their own brand, we as a chamber want to help them facilitate that. And through SBA loans or understanding the statistics of the community, right? Or even learning about, the 3 best friends you have to have when you have a best friend, a banker, a lawyer, CPA, all of that, right? A marketer, okay?
Yes.
Marketer, all right? We are. You have to have those essential friends. Why hunt them alone? Why not join the chamber and work with people who are trusted advisors already? They've already been vetted. Don't do it by yourself. It's already hard. We talked about making bold moves. It's scary. Why make it worse for yourself by trying to track alone? Join the chamber, make friends, learn to network, and grow your business.
Wow. And it gives integrity to your business, being a part of any of these chambers, right? So I can feel the benefit. I'm going to probably sign up. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I'm a Korean fan. Funny story, Vivian, my daughter, our pediatrician of my kids, he's Korean. His name is Dr. Seirun Chen. I know my kids have graduated from you already, but funny story, my daughter's birthday and Dr. Chan's birthday are the same, and it's a Korean holiday. It's August 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be a sign.
Yes, I know. And she just graduated from him because she's almost 19. She still can see him until she takes her 19th birthday. But there's tons of benefits. Just having the integrity, right, with your business, being a part of these prestigious chambers of commerce. I know we don't have enough time for more questions, but maybe I can get you back in individually in the future, right? So we will have more chances of getting to know you more and things like that if you're open to that, but just maybe in the future. But my last question is for each of you. Just give us your final words of wisdom for our viewers. Just what can you tell our viewers just from everything that you have learned in life in a nutshell? Give us your final words of wisdom. Let's start with Fan.
Okay, thank you. First, bringing on this great show. I really had a good time. And actually, I know my old friend Vivian better. So I want to first start with a story. I think a long time ago when I started my own firm, I was growing it. I was very proud of it. At the time, when we already grow into 20 plus team members in the Houston office. One day, I invited a nationally recognized expert who is specialized in non-verbal communication. He is the very top expert. So she walked into my office. She originally from Louisiana, She sat down. She very soon she suddenly broken down into tears. I asked her why. She said, "Fan, I see a lot of diversity at your place. You know, as a woman, business woman, very successful from Louisiana. I was from a small town. I came to Houston, big city, with a strong Louisiana accent, and
Mm-hmm.
like I have to always prove myself. So I correct my accent, and I speak like a regular professional American. And at that time, I got it. Diversity is not weakness. Diversity is strength.
Mhm.
So that's why I want to say that number one, that I want everyone remember that our communities are stronger when we work together. And
Mm-hmm.
Houston is so special because people from different backgrounds come together to build businesses, raise families, and create opportunities. As I
Mm-hmm.
said, diversity can make changes, and especially to young people listening to your program, I think your voice matters, your future matters, and the leadership is possible for you. Uh, Also, stay curious, stay resilient, and never underestimate the impact one person can make.
Wow.
So I'm still even as a current board chair for Asian Chamber of Commerce, I feel like I'm still a leader in training. That's why I always constantly speak to our mentors, former chairs, former presidents, founding members of the chamber, but also always talk to other leaders from other great organizations, including Korean Chamber, Philippine Chamber. So I think together we will become stronger and we will make great impact, at least to this city, to this state, Texas. And especially with the new age, we have so many Asian countries, investors coming to Texas. We are entering AI stage,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
robotics with smart manufacturing, with data centers, with AI. Nothing can be growing without Asian American.
Oh, yes,
So,
absolutely.
so I'm very confident about the future of this city and also about Asian business community here.
Wow, amazing. That's right. We are with you, fan. It's very true. We are an integral part of the community, right? And it's proven. We don't even have to say it. We are in all over Houston, which is the most diverse part of the country. Yeah. What about you, Vivian? Your final words and life lessons you want to share to our viewers?
Yeah, life lesson. The short of it is there was a time in my life where I said I was an atheist. Not that I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to, this isn't a church or anything. I was so mad at my
Mm-hmm.
life. I said, there's no God. There's no way there's a God. But I learned even a bigger lesson that it's lonely without God in my life. So now I'm a fierce believer that there's a greater power than myself. So if anything else, if my last message is give in to the greater power, there's a greater force, be humble, have gratitude, always have something to be thankful for when you go to bed at night. There was a time when I thought, wow, that's like really, that really going to make a difference in my life. And that's called being juvenile, that thought process. The wisdom, the greater wisdom is acknowledge even the breath that we breathe with a sense of gratitude that we are here for another minute, another day, and truly appreciate the people around you. There are many days where it feels like you're alone, you're battling all by yourself. As chamber leaders, can I be frank with I talk about it with you guys like, oh God, I feel like I'm doing this by myself, and I complain, but then you all both, Gemma gives me, shares her wisdom, and I'm better. I'm back on my feet again. And I feel so grateful that I have that camaraderie, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very grateful. And I tell Van, oh my God, Van, I've seen so much growth and changes and improvements of the Asian Chamber. Don't leave. Don't ever leave. You've made such an impact for the chamber. And so I'm just grateful that I get to sit amongst this room. I'm so
Mhm.
grateful. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. Yeah. Yeah, gratitude goes a long way. I mean, it's the best thing. If you're grateful for anything, any situation, it just makes you the best person God has meant to make you, right? So,
Mhm.
anyhow, what about you, Gemma? What can you tell our viewers? I know we have a lot of lessons that we can share, but yeah,
My heart
just
is
main
so
thing.
full because I am in the presence of God's creation. That's really beautiful heart. So
Mhm.
I did not know that Fan is a believer. I did not know that Vivian is a believer, and it's just an affirmation for me that I'm really in a place where God's want me to be.
Mhm.
So for those viewer out there, I'm teary. I'm a little K drama, you know. Okay. So for all our viewers out there, never stop believing in the purpose that God's placed in your heart. Your
Mhm.
story, your struggles, and your journey all have meanings.
Mhm.
Continue to serve with love, lead with integrity, and never underestimate the impact we have from each other. That's all
Wow.
I want to share.
Oh my God, it has been a wonderful, wonderful evening with the three of you. I'm so honored and blessed. And we have talked so much about wisdom, about pain, but all this pain that we all go through, every single human being goes through pain. But we can turn these pains into purpose, just like what our distinguished guests have shared. We all have a purpose in life and we just have to take it on, be bold about it, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, oh my God, we can go on and on and on, but we are at the end of the show. It's been a pleasure having the three of you. But let's see who the winners are for our game. Let's pick two winners.
All right.
All right, let's see. Wow, look at that. That's how many comments we had. We just didn't have the chance to really read every single one of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. Our first winner, drum roll.
Do-do-do-do.
All right. Congratulations, Francisco Jasmine Ungria. Congratulations. And let's pick another winner. All right. Let's see who our other lucky winner is. Drum roll. I love this show. Alvin Reyes. Yay, yay, yay. Congratulations to both our winners tonight. You know how to claim your prize. And to all our guests, thank you so much. I'm truly, truly honored. I'm so blessed. I've learned so much from you. It just really confirms that God is working in mysterious ways. We all have a role to play in this world. We are each have a star in the sky to shine. Shine your light, and make a difference in this world. Thank you all so much. This is MJ, your humble host of Be Bold, Why Not? Good night, everyone, and see you in our last episode of season 8 next Monday. Thank
Thanks,
you.
MJ.
God
Thank
bless
you
you
so much.
Thank
all.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Ah